Most people believe they have time. They think life will go on forever, that there's always another day, another chance, another year. But the truth is, time doesn't wait. It doesn't pause for your confusion, your comfort, or your fears. It moves, silently, relentlessly. Whether you're chasing your dream or scrolling through someone else's, every morning, many of us wake up, reach for our phones, and a few minutes of scrolling turns into an hour. We tell ourselves it's harmless. We tell ourselves we deserve a break. But the day slips away, unnoticed. Then we repeat it, day after day, week after week. Before we realize it, months have vanished, and with them, a small part of our soul. We all say, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow is a lie we keep telling ourselves to feel safe today. Tomorrow never comes, because when it arrives, it becomes today, and the cycle repeats. Someday becomes never. Dreams turn into memories of things that never happened. Most people don't waste their lives intentionally. They just never notice the quiet moments slipping away. The 5 extra minutes in bed, the endless scrolling, the conversations that lead nowhere. It isn't one big mistake. It's 1,000 tiny ones that go unseen. And that's what makes it so dangerous. We've been trained to survive, not to live. We chase money, approval, followers, things that vanish faster than the time we trade for them. We fill our schedules to feel important, but deep down, we feel empty. Because busyness is not purpose, noise is not meaning, activity is not progress. There's a profound difference between living and merely existing. Existing is waking up because you have to. Living is waking up because you want to. Existing is counting the days. Living is making the days count. Most people exist. Very few truly live. And the tragedy, they don't realize it until it's too late. Until one day they look back and ask themselves, where did it all go? Where did the time disappear? How did I spend years being busy and still end up feeling like I missed my own life? We think we'll have more time to fix things, to love harder, to follow what excites us. But the truth is, every hour you waste, someone else is building, creating, growing. Every time you choose distraction, you're silently choosing regret. Because regret doesn't come from what you did. It comes from what you didn't do when you had the chance. Maybe right now, you still believe you have time, that you'll chase your dream later, that you'll become disciplined later, that you'll tell someone you love them later. But the clock never stops. It ticks whether you move or not. And every tick is a reminder that one day you'll wish you had started earlier. Life isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's happening right now, in this very second. And if you're not present, you're already missing it. The most dangerous phrase in the world is, one day I will. Because one day never comes. Only today exists. So stop postponing your greatness. Stop trading meaning for comfort. Stop wasting the most valuable currency you own, your time. You don't need a new year, a new month, or a Monday to start. You need courage and the decision to stop sleeping through your own life. When you wake up tomorrow, remember this. Every morning you open your eyes. Someone else never will. Every breath you take is borrowed time. Every minute is a chance to do something that matters, to love, to grow, to live. Because one day, and no one knows when, that minute will be your last. And on that day, the question won't be, how much time did I have? It will be, what did I do with the time I had? Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content to help you live a more intentional life. Stay present and make today count. Have you ever stopped for a moment and asked yourself, what am I really doing with my life? Not the version you post online, not the one you tell people when they ask how you're doing. I mean the real one, the one you live when no one's watching. We live in an age where distraction is disguised as entertainment. We call it relaxing, but it's really escaping. We call it connection, but it's really just comparison. And slowly, quietly, we become addicted. Not to progress, not to purpose, but to comfort. We tell ourselves we're tired. We say we'll start tomorrow, when we have more energy, when we feel inspired, when life finally gets a little easier. But here's the hard truth no one wants to hear. Inspiration doesn't come first. Action does. Discipline creates momentum, and momentum creates meaning. Waiting to feel ready is how potential dies. You don't lose your life all at once. You lose it in small, insignificant doses. One lazy morning at a time. 1 hour wasted scrolling on your phone. One dream postponed until next month. It's a slow, invisible death, but it's very real. Look around you. How many people do you know who are living the exact same year over and over again and calling it growth? Same job, same complaints, same patterns. They don't need new opportunities. They need new awareness. Because awareness changes everything. The moment you realize you're wasting time is the exact moment you can choose to stop. But we rarely notice it. Why? Because we've built our cages out of comfort, soft pillows, glowing screens, and endless noise. We are overstimulated, but completely underfulfilled. We're surrounded by everything, yet truly connected to nothing. We chase validation like it's oxygen, likes, comments, followers, all temporary hits that vanish in seconds. But what never fades is that quiet voice in your head, the one that whispers, "This isn't who I was meant to be." It's a dangerous kind of numbness. You stop dreaming, you stop taking risks, you stop even trying. Not because you failed, but because you forgot how to even begin. That's how people waste their lives. They stop living long before they actually die. You see, the world doesn't need more people mindlessly scrolling. It needs more people creating. The world doesn't need more people complaining. It needs more people who care enough to act. It doesn't need more noise. It needs more meaning. So, ask yourself right now, what have you done this week that truly mattered? What did you build? Who did you help? What did you learn that expanded your mind? If you can't answer that, don't feel guilty. Feel grateful. Because that awareness is your first step back to living a conscious, intentional life. The human heart wasn't built for endless consumption. It was built for creation, for connection, for contribution. And every second you give away to distraction, you take away from those very things that make life worth living. We keep saying, life is short. But in reality, it's not that short. It's just so often wasted. You could live for 70 years and still never live even 10 of them fully awake. Because being alive is not the same as living. And the moment you truly understand that difference, your entire life begins to change. The phone you can't put down, the notifications you chase, the comfort you cling to, none of them will be there when your time runs out. But your regrets will be, and they don't fade easily, because regret is the heaviest baggage you'll ever carry, the crushing weight of what could have been. So start now. Turn off the noise. Take back your mind, your focus, your energy. Because your attention is your life. Where it goes, your life flows. And if you give it all away to meaningless things, your life will become meaningless too. Time is the one thing you can never, ever buy back. Every moment you waste is a debt you can never repay. So guard it like treasure. Protect it like your very breath. Because one day, when the noise fades and the distractions finally stop, you'll realize it was never about having more time. It was always about using it. You were not born to just exist. You were born to wake up, to build, to love, to make a difference. Don't let your story end with "I could have." Let it begin with "I did." Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more content that helps you live a more intentional life. See you in the next one. One day, it'll all stop. The constant noise, the endless scrolling, the distractions. All those things that seem so urgent will suddenly mean nothing. And in that profound silence, a thought will surface. Life was never about doing more. It was about being more. You'll remember the moments you laughed until you cried. The times you loved so deeply it hurt. The people who made you feel truly alive. And you'll wish you had spent more of your time right there, in those moments. Not tangled in fear. Not trapped in your comfort zone, not lost in the endless digital noise, but simply living. Most people waste their lives because they operate under the illusion that they have forever. They're always waiting for the perfect moment, the right time, the right mood. But here's the hard truth. There is no right time. There's only time itself, and it's running out second by second. The clock doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't pause for you to feel ready. It just keeps moving relentlessly while you hesitate. And that is the real tragedy of life. Not that it ends, but that so many of us wait far too long to truly begin living it. You want to realize how precious a single day is until you lose one you can never get back. You won't fully grasp the value of a moment until it becomes a distant memory. You won't see how fragile and fleeting your life truly is until something reminds you, brutally, that it can all end in an instant. People spend years, even decades, chasing things they can easily replace. Money, fame, possessions. But in that chase, they ignore the one thing they can never, ever get back: time. You can rebuild a career from scratch. You can find love again after heartbreak. You can recover from failure. But you can never, ever recover a single wasted day. The people who truly live, the ones who seem to radiate a different kind of energy, they aren't special. They haven't cracked some secret code. They've just realized something profoundly simple: that death isn't the ultimate enemy of life. Wasted living is. Every single sunrise is a silent reminder that you've been given one more chance. One more day to do something meaningful. It doesn't have to be perfect, just meaningful. To finally call someone you love. To start that project you've been terrified of. To forgive yourself for the time you've already wasted. And to start again, right now. You don't have to be extraordinary to live a full life. You just have to choose to live intentionally. To stop letting life happen to you and start happening to it. The real measure of success in life isn't about how much you own or what titles you have. It's about how deeply you feel, how much love you give, how present you are in the moments that truly matter. Because when your time comes, and it will, the only question that will echo in the silence of your heart is this: did I live fully, or did I just exist? Imagine yourself 50 years from now, looking back at the life you've lived. Would you be proud of how you spent your time? Would you smile at the risks you took, the chances you embraced? Or would you feel a deep ache for the ones you let slip away out of fear? Would you remember days filled with meaning and purpose? Or would you realize, with a heavy heart, that you can't remember most of them at all? They all just blurred into one long, monotonous stretch of existence. That's why awareness is everything. Because once you see the truth clearly, you can't unsee it. Once you truly internalize that your time is running out, you stop wasting it so freely. Once you feel how incredibly fragile life really is, you start to cherish every single moment. You start showing up for yourself and for others. You start saying "I love you" without waiting for the perfect moment. You start forgiving people, not because they necessarily deserve it, but because you deserve to live in peace. You start creating, learning, and growing, not for applause or recognition, but because it makes you feel vibrantly alive. You stop waiting for life to happen, and you finally begin to live. So I urge you, wake up. Look around you right now. Everything you see, the people you love, the sky above, the light in the room, this very moment, it's all temporary. But that's precisely what makes it so beautiful. That's what makes it worth living for with every fiber of your being. Don't let your story end in a quiet sigh of regret. Don't be part of the 90% who waste their lives waiting for a future that never arrives in the way they imagine. Be the one who wakes up. The one who decides that today, this very day, is enough to begin. Because one day, the final page of your story will be written. And when it is, make sure it says, "I lived, I loved, I gave everything I had. Thank you for watching." If this resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more videos to help you live a more intentional life.